Bonjour mes amis! Hi guys, you might have just seen my review of this watch, an Omega Speedmaster date from the early 90s, reference 3511.50.00, I think would be the full reference. As I explained, the run lasted almost the whole 90s, and around the mid-90s there was a change of caliber, more jewels, and from gold plating it went to rhodium plating. I believe this one would be from the earlier part of the decade, but I will only know if I open it because I don't have any papers with it. So the first caliber was, if I'm not mistaken, the 1155, and then replaced around 95-96 by the 1152. So rhodium plated, 25 joules instead of the earlier 17, but the rest similar. So this is the Japan only edition with this very cool reverse panda, and as I said, I like the tritium faded, but I mentioned that some later models, maybe certainly from 98, the last year of production, would probably have Luminova, and you might wonder, well, you know, Uptick, your watch is nice, but I see a bunch of scratches, damage, a bit of lacquer gone there in the Speedmaster, a lot of chips. I like nice, crisp, clean watches. What would this watch look like brand new? Well, allow me to pull off a little magic trick. Abracadabra. And here we are. This is what the watch probably would have looked like. Almost brand new. Very, very crisp. No scratch, no chip. All the lacquer still there. The loom. Well, okay, I'll tell you the truth. This is probably not from the same year at all. The loom here is Luminova. This is a 98 mint box and papers. I just had to see and compare. I wanted to have both. I was afraid that this one wouldn't have the charm of the faded tritium. Some people just love this more, and but in person I like both. Both have a very good look. This one looks well closer to the feel of a moonwatch, at least on those registers, those indices, and it's a real pleasure to be able to compare the two. Let me turn on the light. All right, now with a bit more light, you can see not much has changed from between those two models. I think that the dial on this one is not as dark as the dial on this one, but maybe the dial has changed color, although normally it would fade, it wouldn't get darker. Definitely a dial color changed. Let's zoom in on the sub dials. Let's look at the font. Any difference in the font? Seems similar. The date execution is the same. You get the same crown and pushers, same lugs. Although the lugs, well, it might be because of wear, but might have been a slight redesign. This one looks a bit thicker than this one, so there might have been some either polishing, or it's just that the watch case changed a bit. Yeah, it's hard to say. It looks very much the same. The bracelet as well. You can see what a fresh one would look like. It's really nice to see a crisp watch, more than 20 years old, 24 years old. This one, hardly any damage on this piece. You almost don't want to wear it. Almost want to keep it sealed. The box and the papers are a little bit worse for wear. You know, it's just the age, just being out in the air, damages them, chips them off quite a bit. But the watch itself has a great vibe. Sorry for all the reflections. It's gonna be fun to wear both. See if I can pick up any other difference. Yeah, the dial is definitely not as black than on this one, but the vibe is very good. And let me tell you that the Valjoux, which is running well on this watch, the winding here, I would have expected it to be a bit nicer, but it is just as grimy. Of course, it's 20 years old. Maybe it needs to be rotated quite a few times, have a bit of life put into it, and it probably could use a service. We'll see a bit how it performs. But you know, these are tanks, and power reserve is still good on this one, although it's been used quite a bit. But maybe yeah, after a service, the winding would be smoother. It certainly was on my ETA 2824 in a Longines that I had for a few years. It came back really much more pleasant. But here you go. I just wanted to share with you this little comparison between a very late model and probably an earlier one. At least difference in the loom, dial difference, probably also the insides different. Movement. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.